The entire NBA season.
Welcome, everyone, to the sold-out Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles, California. It's the home of the Lakers, where we're broadcasting live today for 2K Sports. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. McLemore and Gay on the perimeter. Quincy Acy out there with DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Rondo in at the point guard position.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish. And former coach of the year, George Karl, making... his way back into the league last season. Kings picked him up halfway through the year to kind of stabilize their coaching situation.
Russell kicks to Hibbert. The kick out to Bryant. Here's Clarkson. And it's blocked. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. We're about 1 minute into the first. Outside, Russell. He feeds it to Clarkson. Kobe dishes to Clarkson. Here's Hibbert. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. And what a pickup to get a guy like Carl Gregg on their bench, as you mentioned. He's just been a winner, Clark, his entire career.
Well, he's climbing the ladder in the all-time wins category as a coach, and also he's a cancer survivor. He's overcome a battle with cancer, and that also lends itself to having great compassion and respect for George Karl.
As did his son, Kobe.
That's
Remember
right.
that? Yeah.
That's right. It was a family affair.
Rondo. From beyond the arc, and then some.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason, I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
It's not possible what we just said. Clark, is that possible?
Not probable, but it is possible, partner. It is possible.
And think about it, guys. That's one of the few guys in the entire league who can pull off something like that.
Boy, oh boy, to be young again. My, oh my. Got me thinking back to my days.
Oh, yeah, right. It does make you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Well, speak for yourself, because I could never put it down like that, but I will say it sure looks fun, doesn't it? No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Hey, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Los Angeles.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
Well, last season, Greg, another year without playoff basketball in Sacramento. A shame to see some of the best fans in the NBA not be a part of the postseason.
That's a great point, Kevin. Now, 9 straight years where the Kings have failed to make the postseason. 29-win seasons aren't going to get you very far when you're battling in the West.
And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. Some changes for Sacramento. Kufis checked in for Cousins. Curry comes in for McLemore. And it's Collison in for Rajon Rondo. Gay from deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Outside, Bryant fires from deep. And that one's good. Kobe's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Collison, no good.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
Pass to Huertas. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Kufis. And the basket by Curry.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Lakers leading by 4. Huertas passes to Bass. .55 seconds left in the first quarter. No good. The Kings have gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Stolen by Gay. Dishes it to Collison. Back to Gay. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. 8 points for Gay.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
And you need the defense to stop the bleeding.
Lakers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Sacramento. Bellinelli comes in for Rudy Gay.
I didn't expect that result when he stepped up there. I'll bet he didn't either, as good a foul shooter as he is.
Here's Kobe. Finished off the break. Bryant's got 5.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
A good game so far. And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here. What have they been doing or not doing in the game?
You know, it's been about how solid they've been offensively here. Really tuned in with one another.
Good ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard.
Kobe and Randall, the forward duo. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Russell. And it's Hibbert in at the 5 down low. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
And you know what? Saved what was likely to be a dunk.
And, you know, under the circumstances, Greg, that's a good foul. You just can't let him have that throwdown.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Lakers were awful in a lot of aspects last season. Their play at home was a major one. Greg, they just couldn't do anything at home. And I think the fans were giving up hope as well.
And given how pricey those Laker tickets are, Kevin, it was a lot to be salty out in Laker land. So can't be a bottom dweller and charge that much for seats. I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him. Earn the free throws.
Williams, he's checked in for the Lakers. And the Kings also making a change. Gay's checked in.
You know, the Lakers were a bottom dweller last year. I mean, their home record was 12-29, guys. That was tied for the second worst mark in the NBA.
Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. And that's 10 points for Rudy Gay.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And you know, guys, a lot of the problems for the Lakers at home last season was with their shooting. They had the lowest three-point percentage in the league at home. Not exactly friendly bounces for them.
So it's both teams making substitutions here.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
The Lakers have gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when the team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Got a piece of it. Here's Caspi. And he can't bank that one in. Caspi gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. Pass is checked in. Darren Collison is checked in for Sacramento.
And just a nice bucket there to really just sustain that lead.
Well, a few more possessions like that, and they'll do more than sustain the lead, Greg. I think they'll start to put this thing away by pulling away.
He gives them a double-digit lead. And it's an 11-point Laker lead.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And, Greg, their field goal percentage reflects that. I mean, they've been the much better team shooting the ball. And you know me, shooting percentage, always a function of shot selection.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento. On occasions last year, the Lakers were all right on offense. Other times, they were just stagnant. There was just no motion, nothing going on.
That's a great point. And their ball movement could use some work. A lot of ISOs last season, and it killed a lot of the flow the team had in the half court.
Sacramento making a switch here. Quincy Acies checked in for Koufos. Cousins comes in for Caspi. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Curry. And it's Ben McLemore in for Darren Collison. Hibbert gets the bucket.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run. And that's a huge play. I mean, they need more like it because second chance points are going to be key in this game.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to any comeback.
Yeah, and if you look at it, had they been converting those second chances all along instead of waiting until now, who knows? You know, for the Lakers, they were okay in the assist department, guys, but they were dead last in the league in secondary assists. That, to me, is indicative of an inefficient offense and also a new stat category.
Here's Kelly. And a miss there on the triple.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they need to continue to press that advantage. They've got to get back to that. Don't go away from that. It's been working so well for them. Stay with it.
Young against Gay. Back to Kobe. From deep.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Again, the miss by the Kings. An even 3-on-3 break. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
They get a hand on it. And stolen by Russell. Here's Williams. That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant. Kobe's got 3 assists now in this one. Rondo kicks to Cauley Stein to stop the run. Got a piece of it. No good. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Lakers ahead, up by 16. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Your safety is our #1 concern. In the event an emergency evacuation of Staples Center becomes necessary, please walk calmly out and away from the facility.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. You have to like what we're seeing from Roy Hibbert.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. You have to like what we're seeing from Roy Hibbert.
And how about his scoring in that first half? He just looked like a different player today, really on point.
Quite honestly, it's been a pleasant surprise for him. You know, he really hit on something that worked in those first two quarters, guys.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for Sacramento, McLemore and Gay on the perimeter. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Quincy Ace. And it's Rondo in at the point.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list. The shooting percentage continues to elevate here in the second half.
Well, as a group, they've been harmonic since the break. In sync. Good team basketball resulting in high-quality shots. Sacramento didn't have a free-flowing offense, and they wanted to get up and down, and it showed in their play transitioning from stagnant to free-flowing.
And a lot of teams are looking for coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Down low. Lakers working the ball around now. Randall dishes to Hibbert. Knocks it loose. And former coach of the year, Byron Scott, now with the Lakers. And as you said, Greg, he's not an analytics guy. And Clark, I think he's a guy that the eye test for him is huge.
Yeah, he feels a lot. Terrific communicator and storyteller. Great experience as a player and as a champion. And I think that all is evident in his coaching staff.
The Lakers making a switch here. Pass is checked in. And a change for Sacramento. Darren Collison, he's checked in for McLemore. Caspi, he's checked in for the Kings. Curry comes in for Rajon Rondo.
That's his first personal foul.
Now here's Bass.
Marcelino Huertas.
Oh, and here comes Curry all alone. This one for three. Rebounded by the Lakers. Their biggest lead of the game was 21.
+8.
Oh, goodness. Come from? That was beautiful.
Unbelievable what I'm seeing here. Is this the dunk contest?
Hey, this one counts, Clark. Believe me, what confidence to attempt the alley-oop to himself.
He couldn't resist on that. The adrenaline just flowing. One of the more spectacular plays we've seen.
The Kings have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2.
And as a team, they're down around 72% for the season.
And, Kevin, it's something they've been working very hard to correct and to change. I mean, they know how important it is to fix that inability at the free throw line.
Sacramento making a switch here. Goofus is checked in. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Randall. Lou Williams is checked in for Kobe.
Lou Williams.
With the fadeaway. That one off the back iron and out. Los Angeles leading by 18. Offensive rebound. Koufos with the block. Here's Collison. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. The Kings were off to a hot start last year, but things certainly fell apart midway. A big factor in that was the messy firing of their coach, Mike Malone.
Yeah, really, that firing came out of nowhere to the fans and the players, and it seemed odd to fire a coach that has been leading his team to good basketball.
Now the dish to Clarkson. And it's Randall, top of the key. Williams' shot is off. And now Sacramento on the break. Curry leading the charge.
Sometimes you can catch the defense napping when you make a strong pass like that in transition.
Pass down low. Defended by Koufos. Bass can't get it to go.
Boy, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
They get it back. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
Nancy's checked in for Julius Randle. Then for the Kings, Cauley Stein comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Bellinelli in for Casper.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him. You take a risk with those long passes. They're lucky the D couldn't collect it.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. And finished off by Bass.
Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up. Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
2 straight seasons of no playoffs for the Lakers after last year's miss. Not what they were hoping for.
It's going to be a growing process, Kevin. I mean, they had a young team and an injured superstar in Kobe both years. Hard to make the playoffs in that situation.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Bass. And it's Russell in for Clarkson.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Sacramento making a switch here. Rondo's checked in.
And guys, for the Lakers, you'd have to go back almost 40 years to find a time when the Lakers missed the postseason in back-to-back years. Fortunately for them, they won 2 titles in the next 6 years after that.
Here's Nance. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Nance has got his first points of the game.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish. And it's doubtful that the Lakers will win multiple titles in the coming years unless something drastic happens. Still, this is a franchise committed to success, and they'll do whatever it takes to get back into the postseason.
Here's Williams. Cauley Stein grabs the board. Cauley Stein's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And he gets it to go.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Pass to Huertas for 3. Here's Hibbert. And the miss. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. The Kings trail by 14. Kobe and Randall, the forward duo. Russell is out there with Jordan Clarkson. And it's Hibbert in at the 5. That's the Laker 5. And it comes off the front of the rim. The Kings shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively.
Good look. He'll make that one most of the time.
Clarkson kicks to Russell. Off target from 3-point range. And so here's Sacramento. The 3 Shot by Rondo is no good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Clarkson passes to Randall. Shot is no good. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. Here's McLemore.
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulls it off.
Maybe this is the best time to do it.
I agree. I mean, now's when you need a spark, something electric to get your teammates fired up.
Timeout called by the Kings. You have to like what we're seeing from Roy Hibbert.
He's on fire. They needed to put their heads together to figure out how to get the ball out of his hand.
And guys, the Lakers last season were just a completely different team after Kobe's injury. Not so much in results, but just in how they played on the floor. They actually fared better without Kobe than most thought they would.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey guys, well George Karl had some advice for the team in that last huddle. He was not happy with their play to this point, telling them we're getting out hustled, plain and simple. There's still time, but we've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
All right, Doris.
Timeout call for the Lakers.
And for the Lakers, without Kobe last season, it was really a stark difference in styles of play and quality. No single person Clark stepped in to carry their offense. It took a group effort.
Well, you know, it was almost April, Kevin, before somebody surpassed Kobe in field goal attempts on the team. It'll be interesting to see how they build the offense this year.
Kobe's shot is off.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Here's Curry, and that one's good.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Lakers working the ball around now. Clarkson kicks to Hibbert. And he's going to get whistled for that foul. Gee, that was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And stolen by Gay.
He won a decent amount of time before his first turnover there. It's really been a good, safe stretch of basketball from him to this point.
And really, once he got that steal, just really nothing the defense could do.
That's why turnovers are so costly, because in many cases, they're indefensible once possession changes hands.
Outside Curry. Back to Gay. Kobe with the steal. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. And an intentional foul right there.
That's his third personal foul.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Lakers.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
And guys, the thing that jumps out at me is their block shots. I mean, they're playing up on the shooters tightly, and then they're sending them packing. I mean, putting those shots in reverse, all in a clear, good day's work.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Caspi comes in for Kufis, and it's Collison in for Bellinelli.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the game. I mean, the rebounding has been very one-sided.
Yeah, and they've been on the winning end. I mean, effort is one thing you can always control in addition to attitude. I would credit this lead to force of will.
Feeds it to Kobe. The fadeaway. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And the Lakers lead by 11. Here's Gay. And the foul goes on Roy Hibbert. That's foul number 2 for him.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Cauley-Stein. Quincy Hayes has come in for Caspi. And McLemore subbed in for Curry. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. They're losing by 11. 1:51 left in the fourth.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Free throw good. Clarkson.
Jordan Clarkson. 2 shots.
And both free throws good for Clarkson. The Kings trail by 15. Pass to Gay. And it's sent back by Bryant. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession.
3 points, Tornadoes.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. From deep, McLemore.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Lakers.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, Clark, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
Yeah, it was a team that was really in sync. They trusted each other and took the right shot.
At the line for 2.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Roy Hibbert. You have to love the way that he was closing out on defensive trips. He would always body up, and it's why he ended with so many boards.
And that one's good by Gay.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches. He used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
At the line for 2.
Now the Sacramento Kings weren't exactly road toughened last season, but they did have Clarkson impressive stints.
Yeah, they were excellent. In terms of scoring the ball, no problem at all putting up points. Their road defense was a different story.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Cousins. And it's Caspian for Rudy Gay. Timeout called by the Kings. They trail by 17. 1:06 left here in the fourth quarter. Brown, he's checked in for the Lakers. Butler, he's checked in for Sacramento. .103 left in the game. Misses the 3.
And as you mentioned with the Kings, they did shoot well on the road. Top 10 in the NBA in terms of road field goal percentage. And they actually shot threes better away from home as well. So the real question for them was on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, that's another good rebound for him. Hasn't mattered at all that he's given up some inches to a few of the other guys on the floor.
And Bash kicks to Nance. But they recover it. AC with the rebound.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Too little, too late. They may as well just let the clock run and save their energy for another day.
Clark, you know, sometimes frustration just shows through in a game like this, and I think that's what we're seeing right now.
19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Cauley-Stein dishes to Butler. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
And that's an intentional foul.
That's his second personal foul.
And he makes the first.
Shooting for Los Angeles, Larry Nance. At the line for 2.
He's perfect from the line this time. 8 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Butler can't get that one to fall. Brown misses the shot. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on them. From the opening tip until the end of the game, they were in it. And that certainly helped this crew get to the W.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long. Cavaliers have an Eastern Conference contest on their hands as they prepare to defend their home court here at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Thompson in at the pivot, manning the middle. It's 2-on-1. And it's Irving missing. On defense, Cleveland. Now the feed to Smith. Thompson with it. Picked up by Love. Thompson left side. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Shot clock at 6. Here's Irving. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
That's a 2 from Smith. Kicks it out to Love. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate.
And you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
And listen, Cleveland were the favorites to win the Central.
LA got the people saying.
You can taste the excitement here in the Quicken Loans Arena. We'll see the Houston Rockets facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. And so in the game for the Rockets. Everly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Modiunas and Howard, the post pair. And it's Ariza in at the 3. Cavs were one of the top teams in the East last year, and it was in large part to how strong they were at home.
Boy, did they shoot it well from beyond the arc at home, Kevin. I mean, top 3 in the league in terms of three-point shooting. It does help to have LeBron, doesn't it?
It does. That is a factor. Love kicks to Irving. Lets it fly. And the dunk by Love.
And doing some dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then follows it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mind with a terrific putback.
Got a pigeon on that one. Easy money right there, fellas. Going old school on you young fellas. Look that up, pigeon.
To the wing on the left. And that one's good. Beverly's got his first 2 points.
And And, you know, for the Cavs at home, they ended with 31 wins there. Second best record in the East in that regard. A lot of those wins actually came after the All-Star break.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
And here's James outside. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And how about the Cavs last season? 18 straight home wins for them. Third longest home win streak in their history. And that home winning streak helped them jump from the middle of the playoff pack to the 2 seed. And the Rockets were a tough team last year, but at times it really felt like a one-man show. Harden carried them so much for so long. You just have to wonder if it wore him out.
On its way from Irving for 2. That doesn't go in either for Irving. It's tipped. It's stolen by Smith. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. Houston making some changes. Beasley comes in for Monty Eunice. And it's Tarian for Patrick Beverly. Rockets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And if carrying the team during the regular season or Harden down, Greg, as you were talking about, it didn't show that much in the playoffs. Harden was phenomenal most, if not Clark, all of the postseason.
I would agree with you, but there also were some other guys for Houston that did step up in the postseason. Howard looked as good as he did before all of his injuries, as a case in point.
Down low. Here's Beasley. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
A shot's good from Irving.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Smith. Puts up a 3. And Kyrie Irving gets the 3. Irving's got 5. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Cavaliers.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute.
You're good at this game.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert is checked in for Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. And then for Houston, Capella's checked in. And it's Brewer in for Trevor Ariza. Now, here's Fry. Here's Shumpert. His 3-pointer's off the mark. 1:05 left in the first quarter. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Drops in the layup for 2.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Fader on the way. That's short off the rim. James right side. It's rebounded by Houston.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
And again, LeBron missing.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
action live on 2K Sports. It's the East All-Stars facing the West All-Stars. And the West All-Stars have possession. Now let's check out the starters for the East All-Stars. Irving is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Rodman in a power forward position. And Davis, here we go. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
Shooting for the West All-Stars.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And the West All-Stars with possession. Durant wide open. He fires. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
And so out of bounds it goes. They'll keep possession. Off the inbound pass. Butler with the ball. And it's Harden picking him up.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first minute.
Durant, that's good.
And you can sense the momentum really starting to swing their way.
Yeah, they're taking charge here. I mean, there's no question about it, Greg. And the lead, I think, is just going to continue to grow and grow from here. Still can't quite get anything to fall after 5 tries. Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
The three from Harden. And it's LeBron James with the rebound.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Mark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out? Almost like the 1-2 punch.
Irving with the ball. And Curry picks him up defensively. Irving passes to LeBron. Olajuwon with the block. No one near Curry as he lets it go. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the West All-Stars.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Jimmy Butler.
Irving kicks to Rodman. They need this. And he gets the bucket. Butler's got his first points of the game.
They have got to put a body on him, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
Davis with it. Guarded now by Dennis Rodman. And then Olajuwon with the dunk.
You couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
It's Curry with the drive. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
He had a great field goal percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for.
Here's Olajuwon. Shot is off. The East All-Stars go the other way with it. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Butler from outside. And Hakeem Olajuwon pulls it down. Here's Curry. And that misses badly. Air ball. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. West All-Stars lead by 14. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And looking here, guys, at what we've seen so far from the West All-Stars, what do you think?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side out for them the way they've swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, folks.
Yeah, or handball.
Like that. Or handball,
either one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And the West All-Stars looking at who they've got. They've got Durant. Steph Curry's out there with Harden. Then there's Davis. And it's Olajuwon in at the 5.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Curry. Baseline J on the way. Goes back up. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
Really, as close as you can get to an and one right there. He almost had it.
Uh-oh, a little showboating at the end of that one.
Again, Curry missing.
Andre Drummond.
It's Drummond with the drive. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. LeBron's got 3 assists now in this one. Curry dishes to Olajuwon. Durant, he's open. Gets an open look and hits.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
That's his first personal foul.
The East All-Stars shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Andre Drummond.
The first one falls. And both free throws good for Drummond. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. They double team Curry. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
3 seconds. East ball.
And they double him up with LeBron. Rodman goes in. Over to the wing. No one near Drummond as he lets it go. The wing jumper off target. So the timeout taken here, the first for the West All-Stars.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Curry passes to Harden. Right side, Davis. Harden sets the pick for Curry. To the inside. Here's Olajuwon. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Irving with the ball. And Curry picks him up defensively.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
It's stolen by Rodman. Butler kicks to Irving. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And it's 6 points for Kyrie Irving.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Davis dishes to Harden. Out to the right wing. Feeds it to Olajuwon. Irving passes to LeBron. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
And it's Olajuwon with the jam.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking them.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time. Fighting to get proper position. Then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
Curry kicks to Harden. No good from outside. Irving dishes to LeBron. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. The East All-Stars shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And both free throws good for LeBron.
You know, even though they're behind, I love the job they've been doing getting to the free throw line.
We always like it when you're aggressive and not settling.
That's good.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And Butler gets it to go.
In the first, he had trouble hitting with any consistency. But here in the second, he's turned it around.
It's Drummond with the rebound.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Here's Davis. And the release was before the buzzer. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's the West All-Stars up 5. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight.
Really an extraordinary game for Butler. 12 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that total.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
LeBron James.
We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. They've got Drummond. Jimmy Butler is out there with Irving. And it's LeBron James. And it's Rodman in the 4 spot. Curry with it. Butler covering. They double team Curry. It's Durant on the wing. Unloads. And here are the East All-Stars. It's a 3-point game. On its way from Irving for 2. And he can't bank that one in. Curry passes to Harden. Down low. Here's Davis. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander. Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job. Well, some really terrific numbers for Hakeem Olajuwon. He's got 10 points and 4 block shots.
And, guys, really impossible to say where he's been better, offensively or defensively.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he's not missed a beat at either end. That's obvious.
Irving drives in. It's rebounded by the West. 17 points was their biggest margin. Splits it up from 15. And he gets the bucket. 14 points for Kevin Durant.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Curry outside. That's in there. Davis with the assist. Davis has got his 4th assist in this one. Here's Irving. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Irving's got 4 points now in the quarter. Curry attacking. Outside for Davis. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Butler is screen on Curry. Fires from the line. Rodman kicks to Drummond. Rodman no good.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Curry outside. Here's Olajuwon. The offensive rebound. And Davis gets it to go.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
1:02 left in the third. Curry with it. Butler covering. On the wing, Davis. Curry against Irving. It's Curry with the drive. And the shot is good. And now an 11-point West All-Star lead.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Irving dishes to Butler. Olajuwon with the block. Oh, and here comes Curry all alone. And it's sent back by Irving. And it's Davis missing. And here's the East. 11 feet away. Great D that time from Curry. And Durant, here we go. That's good. Durant's got 16 points.
I love the killer instinct he shows right there, exploding to the rim to add to the lead.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the West All-Stars as they wrap up the third quarter with a massive 16-4 run. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. We've got Harden. Davis is out there with Olajuwon. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Durant in a small forward. That's the 5 for the West All-Stars right now.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
And Curry, here we go. Here's Olajuwon. And it's sent back by Drummond. Irving passes to Rodman. And that one's good.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Here's Curry with the 3. And Butler sends it back. Outside Irving. Inside. Good on that shot, and with that, the West All-Stars lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Jimmy Butler. And Curry, here we go. That's good. Irving with it. Passes it to Drummond. Three-pointer, Butler. That doesn't go either for Butler.
Defense better watch out. They better be alert because this guy can make threes, as we saw in the first half.
Curry with another miss.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler.
Western All-Stars ball.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Curry with it. He's picked up by Irving. Outside for Curry. Here's Durant. And he can't bank that one in.
And it's still a close game. I mean, despite the fact that they've struggled to compete on the board.
Yeah, but down the stretch here, guys, they'll summon that extra effort to try and get it done, I think. And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. 9 points for James Harden.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
Rodman kicks to Butler. Short down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
Clearly a mental lapse, and at an inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a terrible mistake, Greg, to make it any time, but it's really exacerbated when you make it at this time.
And the basket good.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
LeBron outside. Fires for three. Irving. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Well, Irving has simply been great. He has 12 points and 7 assists.
He's just been impossible to contain. He's been unreal in this game.
Utterly fantastic is how I would categorize that performance, Greg.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the West All-Stars.
Clark, their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Well, they were disciplined and focused, I thought, all game long, Kevin. Excellent defense around the rim.
Again, Curry missing.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far. Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
They double-team Curry. And that one's good.
Yeah, might as well tack on a few more points to the lead, I guess. This is going to be a dominant win for them.
That's the right word for it, Greg. Dominant. This one was as one-sided as we've seen in a while.
From deep. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry.
East ball.
We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
Out of bounds.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. Here's Curry. Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
Sure can, because they've earned the win.
And he gets it to go.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
LeBron dishes to Irving. From outside the arc. Puts up a three. Can't hit.
Not good shot selection. Long range and a defender all up in your jersey.
And, you know, that's just the kind of defensive work he's known for. I mean, he can take that shot away from you and does it more times than not.
So no problem for the West All-Stars as they get the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, Clark, made the difference.
Well, you know, at this stage, you've got to defend your home floor, and they did that.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We leave you now with our Jordan Player of the Game.
You kid.
Bye.